All right, how's everyone doing? I am Rich CELENZA. Thanks for checking out the Rich CELENZA show. So, I think I'm going to call this podcast "What's Going On with Your Wardrobe," and it's just a title. I thought that might be kind of catchy, but the reason I bring this up is because I noticed after the year of the pandemic, I guess you could say, how much I think fashion has been changing or evolving. And how being dressed up to a certain degree now is, I'm not saying it's frowned upon by any means. It's very, depending on the event, of course everyone wants to look sharp and dressed up, right? Especially women. I really think they love to go to galas or balls, or just going out to really nice dinners, and so do men. But men seem to take on more of a casual approach, I think, a lot of times when going out in general compared to women. But what I have kind of transitioned myself into a lot of athleisure wear, more fitness, I guess you could say, wear, because for years I traveled, and one of the reasons I dressed up and wore layers was because it was cold. A lot of places I was going to, for the most part, for 6 months out of the year were pretty cold, especially when I was in Canada or Alaska and areas like that. But now I think what's happening, and I see this with a lot of my friends that are middle-aged too, and I live in Florida, so a lot of people dress like they're golfers, whatever. Or they dress in t-shirts and shorts, or, just button-up short-sleeve shirts. But for the rest of the country, I keep, kind of going back and forth with my friends, and they're kind of, all over the place. Even when it comes to going to work, a lot of people, as you know, they've been doing a lot of things remote. So they haven't been going to the office as much, or having to dress up as much, or going to as many meetings. I think a lot of us have been doing more Zoom calls, or just on the phone in general. And when meeting up, a lot of times it's more like it's not, it's not a lot of conventions, let's say, like there has been in the past, where you're dressed up, you're taking a lot of your clients out for dinner and things in that nature. Sure, it's still going on. I'm not saying that's entirely out of the question, but I do think the last year has made a lot of us a lot more casual than we've ever been in our life. I would say for myself as well. But, I think a lot of people get afraid. And I think women have actually kind of set a cool standard now, especially wearing things like Lululemon or athletic wear that looks really stylized and looks really cool, where you can kind of wear it to, not just the gym. You can wear it out. You can wear it to travel. You can wear it to lunch. I don't know, depending on where you're going for dinner. But yeah, sure, you can wear a lot of athleisure wear to dinner as well. But a lot of guys are kind of on the fence regarding that. It's kind of still, jeans, I would say, with a lot of guys, right? And just regular type shirts. It even could be a long sleeve button up shirt. But I do see, a lot of guys getting bored, but not having the balls to kind of transition and say, I want to try different style clothes. One is, I think a lot of guys have gained weight over the pandemic. I heard the average guy gained 20 pounds, which I kind of find unrealistic. But to a certain degree, I may have to believe that. I know a lot of my friends that gained a lot of weight through this. So if they put on athleisure wear or clothes that are fitness related, it doesn't look too good on them, some of them. Actually, it either makes them look really big and kind of like more of a power lifter or somebody, or it looks a little too fitted, where they look just heavier than they would if, say, they wore a button-up Tommy Bahama shirt or something in that nature. But I'm here to tell you, listen, man, you've got to figure out what works best for you. I've talked a lot about this in my program or even my YouTube videos, where, a lot of guys just get caught wearing the same type of clothes. They also purchase the same type of clothes. If you go in a lot of guys' closets, if you looked at a majority of their shirts, pants, shoes, I'm not saying they all look the same, but a lot of them do look the same. I used to go in my family's, closets. They'd be like, or friends, everybody, hey, Rich, come and help me with my closet. I'd walk in and they would have like 10 blue shirts, 5 long sleeve white shirts, right? I'm just saying. Then they would have some black shirts, maybe possibly, some printed shirts or whatever, but even sport coats, a lot of dark blue, maybe black, some gray. Just most of it looks the same. And, if you really want to start looking different, or just trying different things out, you got to go do it. Also, you got to spend a little money. A lot of people I know want to try different clothes, but they're not willing to spend that extra money. if you get a chance, you might want to check on YouTube and podcasts. I talk a lot of times on how to save money, going consignment, going to secondhand stores, even maybe going online. I don't like going online, but a lot of places you could go to, you can find a lot of clothes that are affordable now more than ever. There's deals everywhere in outlet malls. Even TJ Maxx, Ross, Marshalls, a lot of people frown upon them, but they got good deals. But here's the thing, stop kind of shopping for the same type of clothes. If you want to look different or kind of look a little more stylized, if you're always wearing blue, you might want to try green. See how that works with your complexion. You might even want to get your colors done. That's going to be done usually at a high-end luxury, kind of like a Neiman Marcus or Saks Fifth Avenue. They'll tell you what your colors are. But kind of start wearing things that look different and show maybe another side of you that you've always want to show people. Because I think a lot of times, I will say this, let's put it this way. So I was on Fifth Avenue in Naples. And it's funny how when people come to Florida, how they change up a lot of times. They'll go from being up north, the Midwest, East Coast, or wherever. They're wearing all solids, darks, and all of a sudden they get to Florida or even California and they're wearing all these funny, outrageous colors. Almost like a Lily Pulitzer. It's almost very, just a lot of crazy different things. And I think it's kind of funny. And it's cool, too, that they have the confidence to do that. But I think a lot of other people just are afraid to do those type of things. But just because you're not in Florida and you live in Chicago, and I get they dress different there. The weather's different, I get it. But if you kind of want to bring some color to your wardrobe, do it. If you're in the East Coast, too, you may want to start dressing a little different. Maybe stand out different. Maybe when you're taking a photo for social media, or it could be work-related, not always looking the same. Now, I get a lot of people do like to look, the same. That's their identity. It simplifies things. When they wake up, they don't even want to look at their clothes a lot of times. They just know, what they're going to wear, how they're going to look at it, blah, blah, blah. But I'm just here to tell you, don't be afraid to experiment when it comes to clothes. And I think now, during a pandemic, and I know we're kind of wrapping up, maybe it's time to just transition and try different things. It could be different color pants, different color shoes, different color sport coats even, maybe ties. Just trying different things to give yourself a different look. Also, it's kind of exciting too, I think, if you're dating or even if you've been married for a long period of time, maybe just dressing different. Maybe, if you're with your girlfriend or wife, whoever, kind of find out what she's wearing. A lot of women like wearing a lot of different colors. Maybe trying to match up with them. I'm not saying you have to be eccentric or go over the top with it, but if they're wearing a turquoise, maybe you'd try a turquoise tie. I'm just saying, if they're wearing something pink, and you usually don't like pink, but you may be able to find a pink pocket scarf, hypothetically. Just things that kind of will bring out another side of you, make things fun again and interesting. Because I will say, if you're dating somebody for long periods of times, or if you've been married, just having somebody dress a little different, or when you're going to dinner, having them look a little different can go a long way. I'm telling you, even you wearing different type of glasses or a different style haircut. I'm not kidding. These things mean a lot. A different watch, a different style cufflink. All these things that just kind of have different things to talk about and not always be stuck kind of looking the same and kind of always maybe even feeling the same. So I just want to do a podcast on this because I don't think a lot of guys understand sometimes how boring they can be. And I think this happens with a lot of guys. I just think they also kind of get bogged down and kind of fall in a rut. And I'm here to tell you I can help you with that shit. Just hit me up. And if you want, like I said earlier, check out some of my YouTube videos. I talk about it, and my podcasts on YouTube you can see as well. I talk about a lot of different things, trying different shirts, making sure how the shirt fits you correctly, and also trying different styles. And if you don't use certain pieces, maybe, bringing those in and not just... And believe me, I am all down. Just so we're clear, I love white t-shirts. I love black t-shirts, V-necks. I love all the traditional type clothes out there. Believe me when I tell you. But also, if you're somebody out there who's kind of always wanted to get a pair of boots, let's say, and you've never got them, like a Western style boot, go get a pair. Have some fun. You may have always worn jeans with, say, gym shoes, or you may have always worn them with a loafer or something else, and you wanted boots, go get them. You may have always wanted to try a certain type of tie that, I don't know, maybe even tie your tie differently because you've been tying it the same way for the last 20, 30 years. All these little things are just, just to have some fun in your life and just kind of switch it up. So Anyways, you got any questions or comments, hit me up. And yeah, take care, and I wish you nothing but the best.